Imagine you had a great idea and shared it with the world. To make it a better place. To make it cleaner and quieter. To make people more comfortable. Businesses more successful. The world more connected. Would an idea that great ever fly? It will, and like nothing else. Boeing, forever new frontiers.
You talk too much. I can't believe the things that you say.
Harold Ford, Rick Santorum,
John Boehner, Michael J. Fox,
Ben Cardin, Michael Steele,
John Murtha, Duncan Hunter, Howard Dean, Ken Mehlman,
Ileana, Ros-Lehtinen, Charlie Rangel, and Richard Lugar, Joe Biden,
Elizabeth Dole, Charles Schumer.
And in the red states, we believe we're ahead in 5, even in 2, and down by a little in 1.
And I had the Democrats gaining 16 seats. That would give them a 3-vote edge in the House of Representatives.
The first ad you showed was a piece of smut, and they should not have run that here. I don't know what would make Ken Mehlman or any national Republican believe that we in Tennessee would want to see something like that.
Why do you think it was a piece of smut?
I think it was smut. I don't think race had anything to do with that.
Well, I think we have a lot of polls that show a lot different than that, and we feel very, very good about our position right now. All I would suggest is, I don't know how I can make it more clear, Chris. I don't think if we don't secure our borders first, and what we say to people is that we're going to provide you amnesty if you cross into this country, you're going to get more people in this country that I believe could be a threat to this country.
Katherine Harris, the Republican candidate for the Senate, against her race against Bill Nelson, the incumbent Democrat.
I don't think much is going to help there, but, you know, you never know. But no, onto winnable races.
Mr. Rangel, who would be responsible for writing tax policy, were Democrats to take control of Congress, he stated in his last week in session that there'd be across-the-board tax increases.
What I did say was that if they want to have tax reform, if they want simplification, everything has to be on the table.
But I can tell you this, the person who's going to be the speaker is Nancy Pelosi, and she's going to control the agenda, and she has said that there will not be big across-the-board tax increases. There'll be middle-class tax fairness.
I want to say, though, I've been in Speaker Hastert's office in the Capitol. He has very nice drapes, I'm sure Nancy Pelosi will think they're just fine.
We have built voter turnout operations. We've created a voter file, for instance, for the first time in Montana and Missouri. We've spent $25 million. Our voter turnout is going to equal the Republicans for the first time in a long time.
Where Republicans are being hurt most are amongst independents. Independents don't show up in the off year.
I don't think either of the parties is going to leave any money on the table. It's all going to be spent.
Yeah, no, I'm not a shill for the Democratic Party. I approached them. I sat down to find out what candidates were pro-stem cell in races where they're opposed by anti-stem cell candidates, and I had no predisposition toward Democrats or Republicans.
I need your mom's vote, Wolf.
All right, my mom's down there in Florida as well. She'll be voting. She always does.
But let me speak to Iraq. Each candidate must speak to Iraq from his own conscience.
If the situation is unchanged in the next 6 months, you would consider withdrawal?
Absolutely. At that point, if the Iraqi people don't want this, if they are content to have this internal strife, they want civil war.
Stay the course, now not stay the course, supporting the president, still thinks it's the right thing to do, now pulling out, doesn't have a plan, doesn't even have a consistent position on Iraq.
What you know today, would you vote for it?
I would still prosecute the war, but what I would do if we're going to do it, let's make sure we have the right complement of personnel on the ground.
No, what I said was, it's reasonable to expect that if we start redeploying our troops, start bringing our troops home, start engaging the international community, start with the diplomatic and political solutions, this is last June, that it's reasonable to expect that our combat troops could be out by the end of 2007.
I mean, I'm not running away from George Bush. I'm not running towards George Bush. I'm running for the United States Senate.
Yeah, I just hit a nice pocket. I should be calm for a second. Good. Well, it's kind of like surfing, you know, you wait for the wave, and I just hit a nice wave, I think.
Well, I don't want to rile you up, but I am going to bring up Rush Limbaugh only one more time.
There you go!
Talk too much. I can't believe the things that you say.
Imagination is the bridge to the future. Boeing, forever new frontiers.